All right, we are back and we are going to read some more in our story, The Jungle Book. We are reading the very first section, which is called Mowgli's Brothers. We're going to continue on. Yesterday we met Mowgli, the mother wolf, the father wolf, Tabaqui, and Shere Khan. Today we're going to meet some more characters in our story and we're going to learn a little bit more about Mowgli's life in the jungle. When we left our characters, Shere Khan was at the mouth of the cave and he was demanding that Mother and Father Wolf give him Mowgli, and they were refusing. And this is Mother Wolf who is now talking. And it is I, Rakshaw, the demon, who answer. That's her name is the demon. The man cub is mine. Elohingri, mine to me. He shall not be killed. He shall live to run with the pack and to hunt with the pack. And in the end, look you, hunter of little naked cubs, frog eater, fish killer, he shall hunt thee. Now get hence, or by the sandher that I killed, I eat no starved cattle. Back thou go to thy mother, burned beast of the jungle, lamer than ever thou camest into the world. Go! She's talking to Shere Khan. Father Wolf looked on amazed. He had almost forgotten the days when he had won Mother Wolf in fair fight from 5 other wolves, when she ran in the pack and was not called the demon for compliment's sake. Shere Khan might have faced Father Wolf, but he could not stand up against Mother Wolf, for he knew that where he was, she had all the advantage of the ground and would fight to the death. So he backed out of the cave mouth, growling, and when he was clear, he shouted, Each dog barks in his own yard. We will see what the pack will say to this fostering of man cubs. The cub is mine, and to my teeth he will come in the end. Oh, bush tail thieves. Mother Wolf threw herself down panting among the cubs, and Father Wolf said to her gravely, Shere Khan speaks this much truth. The cub must be shown to the pack. Wilt thou still keep him, mother? Keep him? She gasped. He came naked by night, alone and very hungry, and yet he was not afraid. Look, he has pushed one of my babies to the side already, and that lame butcher would have killed him and would have run off to the Wangui while the villagers here hunted through our lairs in revenge. Keep him? Assuredly I shall keep him. Lie still, little frog, O thou Mowgli, for Mowgli the frog I shall call thee. The time will come when thou wilt hunt Shere Khan as he has hunted thee. But what will the pack say? Said Father Wolf. The law of the jungle lays down very clearly that any wolf may, when he marries, withdraw from the pack he belongs to. But as soon as his cubs are old enough to stand on their feet, he must bring them to the pack council, which is generally held once a month at the full moon, in order that the other wolves may identify them. After that inspection, the cubs are free to run where they please, and until they have killed their first buck, no excuse is accepted if a grown wolf of the pack kills one of them. The punishment is death where the murderer can be found, and if you think that for a moment, you will see that this must be so. Father Wolf waited till the cubs could run a little, and then on the night of the pack meeting, took them and Mowgli and Mother Wolf to the council rock, a hilltop covered with stones and boulders where 100 wolves could hide. Akilu, the great lone wolf who led all the pack by strength and cunning, lay out at full length on his rock, and below him sat 40 or more wolves of every size and color, from badger colored veterans who could handle a buck alone to the young black 3 year olds who thought that they could. The lone wolf had led them for a year now. He had fallen twice into a wolf trap in his youth, and once he had been beaten and left for dead. So he knew the manners and the customs of men. There was very little talking at the rock. The cubs tumbled over each other in the center of the circle where their mothers and fathers sat. And now and again, a senior wolf would go quietly up to a cub, look at him carefully, and return to his place on noiseless feet. Sometimes a mother would push her cub far out into the moonlight to be sure that he had not been overlooked. Akilia from his rock would cry, Ye know the law, ye know the law. Look well, O wolves. And the anxious mothers would take up the call, look well, O wolves. At last, and Mother Wolf's neck bristles lifted as the time came, Father Wolf pushed Mowgli the frog, as they called him, into the center where he sat laughing and playing with some pebbles that glistened in the moonlight. Akilu, Akilu never raised his head from his paws, but went on with the monotonous cry, "Look well!" A muffled roar came up from behind the rocks. The voice of Shere Khan crying, "The cub is mine! Give him to me! What have the free people to do with a man cub?" Akilia, Akilu never even twitched his ears. All he said was, "Look well, O wolves! What have the free people to do with the orders of any save the free people? Look well!" There was a chorus of deep growls, and the young wolf in his fourth year flung back Shere Khan's question to Akela. "What have the free people to do with the man cub?" Now, the law of the jungle lays down that if there is any dispute as to the right of a cub to be accepted by the pack, he must be spoken for by at least two members of the pack who are not his father and mother. "Who speaks for this cub?" said Akela. "Among the free people, who speaks?" There was no answer, and Mother Wolf got ready for what she knew would be her last fight if things came to fighting. Then the only other creature who is allowed at the pack council, Baloo, the sleepy brown bear, who teaches the wolf cubs the law of the jungle, old Baloo, who can come and go where he pleases because he eats only nuts and roots and honey, rose up on his hindquarters and he grunted. The man's cub, he said. "I speak for the man cub. There is no harm in a man cub. I have no gift of words, but I speak the truth. Let him run with the pack and be entered with the others. I myself will teach him." "We need yet another," said Akilu. "Baloo has spoken, and he is our teacher for the young cubs. Who speaks besides Baloo?" A black shadow dropped down into the circle. It was Bagheera, the Black Panther, inky black all over, but like with panther markers showing up in certain lights, like the pattern of watered silk. Everybody knew Bagheera, and nobody cared to cross his path, for he was as cunning as Tabaqui, as bold as the wild buffalo, and as reckless as a wounded elephant. But he had a voice as soft as wild honey dripping from a tree, and a skin softer than down. "O Aquila, and ye free people," he purred, "I have no right in your assembly, but the law of the jungle says that if there is doubt, which is not a killing matter in regard to a new cub, the life of that cub may be bought at a price. And the law does not say who may or may not pay that price. Am I right?" "Good, good," said the young wolves, who are always hungry. "Listen to Bagheera. The cub can be bought for a price. Is that the law? Knowing that I have no right to speak here, I ask your leave." "Speak then," cried the 20 voices. "To kill a naked cub is shame. Besides, he may make better sport for you when he is grown. Baloo has spoken in his behalf. Now to Baloo's word I will add one bull and a fat one, newly killed, not half a mile from here, if you will accept the man's cub according to the law. Is it difficult?" There was a clamor of scores of voices saying, "What matter? He will die in the winter rains. He will scorch in the sun. What harm can a naked frog do to us? Let him run with the pack. Where is the bull, Bagheera? Let him be accepted." And then came Akela's deep bay, crying, look well, O wolves." Mowgli was still interested in the pebble, and he did not notice when the wolves came and looked at him one by one. At last they all went down the hill for the dead bull, and only Akela, Bagheera, Baloo, and Mowgli's own wolf were left. Shere Khan roared still in the night, for he was very angry that Mowgli had been not handed over to him. "I roar well," said Bagheera under his whiskers, "for the time comes when this naked thing will make thee roar to another tune, or I know nothing of man." "It was well done," said Akela. "Man and their cubs are very wise. He may be a help in time." "Truly a help in time of need, for none can hope to lead the pack forever," said Bagheera. Akela said nothing. He was thinking of the time that comes to every leader of a pack when his strength goes from him and he gets feebler and feebler, till at last he is killed by the wolves and a new leader comes up to be killed in his turn. "Take him away," he said to Father Wolf, "and train him as befits one of the free people." And that is how Mowgli entered into the Seeonee wolf pack at the price of a bull and on Baloo's good word. Who promises to teach Mowgli the law of the jungle? Yes, Baloo. And what price did Bagheera pay to allow Mowgli to stay with the pack? The price of a bull and his good word. And why do you think Mowgli was not afraid to be left with the wolves and the panthers? Yeah, he has never learned to fear them, which is why he was not afraid of them at all. Because if you don't know how to fear something, you can't fear it. Fear has to be learned. We are not born with fear, and Mowgli was not born with that fear either. Okay, let's go ahead and add some notes. I am not going to start a heading because I'm just going to add to what I started yesterday. And basically, what I'm adding is more characters. Okay, so the next character that we're going to add is Aquila. We talked about him, and the way you spell his name is Aquile, but we say Aquila. Leader of the Sioni pack. Say it. Leader of the Sioni pack. Say it. Leader of the Sioni pack. Say it as you're writing it down. Leader of the Sioni, and that's spelled C-O Ni. E-double-E always says E for both of those. The Sioni pack. That's Aquila. We are also introduced to Baloo. His name is spelled Bay Lu using Belu. Teaches young wolves the law of the jungle. Say it. Teaches young wolves the law of the jungle. Say it. Teaches young wolves the law of the jungle. Say it as you're writing it down. Teaches young wolves the law of the jungle. And the last character that we're introduced to in this chapter is Bagheera. And his name is spelled Bag. He, E-double-E always says E-Ray, Bagheera, Bagheera. Black Panther who offered a bull as payment for the man cub. Say it. Black Panther who offered a bull as payment for the man cub. Say it. Black Panther who offered a bull as payment for the man cub. Say it as you write it down. Black Panther who offered a bull as payment for the man cub. All right, that's all the notes that we're going to take today. I just added them to the bottom of my characters. It was these three we added, Aquila, Baloo, Bagheera. We already had met these four yesterday. Go ahead and make sure that your notes match mine. You guys have a great day, and we will be back tomorrow to learn more about Mowgli's brothers. Bye-bye.